Traders, I look very forward as always to sharing some of my top ideas for the upcoming week, including some of my entry and exit plans for those ideas. Now, first up, let's get right into it. First up is Palantir, which has displayed some notable relative weakness over the last several weeks. And that weakness correlation I found has really widened over the last 3 days to the overall market. And along with that relative weakness is the tight consolidation that has formed with very clear resistance near 160 and clear and clean support near 150. Going forward to areas to really base trades around, along with either relative weakness or relative strength coming back in. So those two trade potentials exist for the upcoming week. First is if that relative weakness expands to the market, we see Palantir hold below 150, trade below intraday and hold below, or maybe even gap below and hold that gap. Now, if that happens, that's where I'll look to short intraday momentum, target any weakness in the stock with the 100-day rally SMA around 140 being a potential target. Alternatively, if we see that weakness get paired and we see Palantir flip to relative strength intraday and holding above 160, that's where I would be if that were to happen. I'm looking to get long against the previous 5-minute high low. All right, then next up we have UNH. Some nice signs of early strength on Friday, great action on Friday, and potentially ready for multiple day up move here, especially if we can get above Friday's high in the 100-day. So if that were to happen, what I'd be looking for a potential entry would be a long if we were to push above Friday's high, if we were to spend some time building above Friday's high and building at above the intraday VWAP. That's where I'd look to get long against the low of day and trailing using the previous low of day if we experience follow through on day one. The general rule of thumb for me managing something like this would be taking profits, scaling out according to sort of my system into measured ATR up moves, and really looking for potentially up to 3 days of continuation here for the bulk of it, right, and leaving the rest on as a trail. Then next up, Open, an absolutely relentless name, and as I've really mentioned over and over now in recent IA meetings over the last 2-3 weeks, there's no there's no reason rather to be positioned short and overly bearish, right? Price action is certainly not given a reason to do so, but the range intraday and volume and liquidity has been ideal for trading both long and short, and so as far as I'm concerned, it's been a really great trading vehicle, and that will be and continue to be the way in which I approach it going forward. But when will that change? When will I develop a bias? When will I be more aggressive on the short side and maybe look to hold more than a day? Well, after Thursday's breakout and continuation, volume and range expansion, nice continuation on Friday, I'd really only look to position short and develop a really firm, solid intraday bias if the stock continues in this manner. If we gapped up on Friday and continued, or we potentially saw a bit of weakness, bit of a trap, and then continuation higher, push above 7s into 8s, potentially even experience continued follow through on Tuesday or midweek. But I need to see in general 3 to 4 days of range and volume expansion to the upside, really before I start stalking it for a blow off, for failed follow through, for a trend break, for first red day, or ideally an intraday parabolic move and lower high. So before I start stalking it for any of those setups or indications of a shift in momentum or character, that's what I need to see. All right, so let's see where it opens on Monday. Let's see how it acts on Monday and Tuesday, and then going to look to take it from there before I get overly excited. Tesla, just a few additional names on watch here. Similar to UNH, fantastic action on Friday, coming to the high end of its range and coil. Going forward for a trade, a fresh trade at this point in time, it would be monitoring again against, similar to UNH, any hold above Friday's high and continuation in its pattern of relative strength at the moment in the short term. If that happens, I'd be looking to get long against the low of day, and I'd be looking to get out of a chunk of it into the sort of above 360, mid 360s, into potential spot where it could find some resistance. If we do reclaim and hold firmly above 360s and near that area, that's where I'd look to hold a piece and hold a call and trail against the previous low of day for multi-day swing. All right, and also be open to potentially adding back what I sell into that resistance level if we're able to display clear relative strength and spend time building above its VWAP intraday and resistance turn into support on the higher time frame. Then shifting gears to a small cap hour, nice mover on Friday. Had a move on Thursday, but Friday I'm counting as day one, given that's where we saw some volume come in. So I was just going to be a name that I set quite a few alerts in 450 to 5s for any continuation which fails, so any failed follow through into 450 or 5 potential areas where it might find some overhead and resistance failure spots from Friday. So if those alerts go off, I'll turn my attention to the name, monitor price action. If we get a significant failure above 450s or into 450s, that's where I'll look to short against the high of day or lower high thereafter. And then lastly, NBY. Fantastic move to the upside, nice liquidity trap that played out, and we saw significant extension to the upside on lower volume. And then we got a nice shift in momentum and change of character and continuation to the downside on Friday. So right now, treating it as backside. If it fails to follow through above 4, a little bit of action above below 4, shake the tree a little bit. And then on an hourly chart, if we get a lower high above 4 and significant failure, that's where I'd look to enter short against the high of that failed move higher. And then I'd be targeting a lower low on the hourly chart as well. So really looking to exit that position in the low 3s below 3 once we get that lower low confirmation. So that's everything that I have for the upcoming week. As of right now, that's everything that's on my radar, plans and some entry and exit scenarios. As always, drop in the comments what your top focuses are, your plans for the upcoming week. I really enjoy always reading through your plans, and I appreciate the feedback as well. And yeah, good luck for the week. All the best, and I'll see you all next week.
So you're an active trader, not doing as well as you want, not doing as well as you deserve, and you just can't figure out why you can't become profitable no matter how hard you try. Well, let me show you why. This is your competition. The traders in this room. This room right here is full of elite traders, some of whom are making 7 and even 8 figures a year. In fact, our top guys have made nearly 20 million each in net trading profits in a single year. Let's head to my office so I can share more. So you're probably used to seeing videos of lavish trader lifestyles, trading gurus trading off of a laptop for an hour a day, heck, maybe even 15 minutes a day, and then them relaxing on some secluded beach for the rest of the day. Well, all I can tell you is that our traders train like pro athletes. They live and breathe the markets and are continually working on their trading skills. Because at our firm, that's what we found it really takes to make it in this game. I'm Mike Bellafiore, co-founder and managing partner of S&B Capital, one of the world's top proprietary trading firms located in Midtown Manhattan. And we're always looking for trading talent to hire and develop. And not just to trade in-house on our desk, but also to trade from their own home, entirely using our firm's capital. And we have numerous traders doing just that, allowing them to make upwards of 7 figures trading the firm's capital without risking their own money. But to even get a shot at something like that, you need to have the right training. That's why we're doing a new free online presentation in which we share how you can get an interview with SMB to become an in-house or remote trader, trading firm capital without risking yours and gaining access to all of our firm's coaching and resources. And the best part, you don't have to be a profitable trader yet. In fact, we prefer to mold profitable traders with our methods and our techniques. That's why we have just 3 simple criteria that can earn anyone an interview. We're looking for highly ambitious and determined traders who fit our culture first and foremost. So if you believe that could be you, sign up for the free 1-hour online presentation by clicking the link that's in your top right corner of your screen now.